Back inside Mandalay Bay here on opening day of Big Ten Football Media Days. Daniel Wingate did not come to play. He came to show up and show everyone how to dress here in Las Vegas as the Maryland Terrapins join me on set. Gentlemen, it is great to see you. Jalen Huskey, Isaiah Wright. You guys look fantastic, but we need to start with Mr. Sunshine here in the middle. Tell us about the look, Daniel.
Nice little look from my grandmother. Had to put on the gold and yellow, complimented with the white. Couldn't go wrong.
I know. I don't know if you can do this because I don't want to break the set, but your shoes are absurd too. Can we get? Are you? I don't want to. I don't want to do anything that is gonna.
Bro,
nope. We're gonna have to save the shoes for afterwards. Just trust me on this, gentlemen. It is great to see you. In all seriousness, welcome to Vegas. You guys had the second longest commute of any team other than Rutgers so far. Your Vegas experience, Jalen, how's it been?
It's been pretty sweet. I'm having a lot of fun today. Yesterday didn't do much. I was with my guy Daniel. Ordered some canes, chilled in the room, watched Family Guy.
Sounds like a good Vegas experience to me. Isaiah, let's talk about your path because I think about what you had to go through last year. You transfer in, you get injured, you have to sit the entire year. What was that like to be part of a new team and yet not be able to contribute? What did you learn?
Yeah, it definitely sucked, not being able to contribute and help my teammates, win games. But, thankfully I was able to have a great support system and a great circle. I'm blessed to, be able to go to work with, the athletic training staff, Brian, Dylan, Jonay, Emily, Jenny, Durr, Mike, Rob, all those guys, although Dr. Packer, all those people coming together, to really help me and get back on the field. And
it takes a village.
Yes, sir.
There's no question about it. And how are you feeling now?
I'm feeling great. Feeling great. Yep.
All right. I know that last year was not the season that you guys wanted. 4 wins. And Mike Loxley's message all offseason has been about elevate and brotherhood. And in terms of elevating, let's start there because it sounds like he's talking to every single person in the program, including players, coaches, people who cook and clean the facility. What can you do to get better and elevate the program? So tell me how that's shown up in the locker room.
For the locker room, it's just about what do you do every single day to put yourself in a position to help the team win games in the fall. We have 1% workouts after every practice. We go in early, leave late. That's the standard that we're setting for each other. So if we can continue that standard, we're going to elevate, like Coach says.
Brotherhood is the other word that Coach used. And I think when he talks about everything has changed a lot in the last few years around college football, NIL deals, the transfer portal, all of it. But he said, I'm asking them to check their Gucci belts at the door. What does that mean to you, Daniel? And what have you seen from a way that the team is going to come together? Because there is plenty to pull you guys apart.
Yeah, so what it means to me is, like Coach says, it doesn't matter about the stuff that we have or the things that we're buying. At the end of the day, we're playing the game of football. And in order to play that game, we need to have the brotherhood. So, just being able to have the brotherhood and connecting and just forming that going into the season, it'll be really helpful for us.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of new faces on this program. You guys lost a lot of players to the draft. And I think there's some relative unknowns. So just give me a sense. I'd love for each of the three of you. What can people expect from Maryland football in 2025?
I think first off, Maryland football, we're here to compete and, have fun. You know what I'm saying? I think throughout this whole offseason, it's been really important for us to become closer as a unit, as a position group, and as a team so we could thrive on the field on Saturdays.
Yeah, one thing for me is just, we got a lot of young guys that are ready to hit the field and just showcase the talent that we got at Maryland. A lot of us are overlooked and not really scouted highly, so a lot of us have a chip on our shoulder and are ready to really show the world what we got.
And I would say, I think what you can expect from Maryland is a consistent football team, a team that's going to put their best foot forward every single day, no matter the conditions, no matter the weather, the record, what time of day, what day we're playing. You're going to find a team that's committed and consistent.
I think you talk about the young talent, a lot of people are excited to see what Malik Washington might bring at the quarterback position. Just from your perspective on the defensive side and then on the offensive line, what have you seen from that young man?
He's a guy who came in early and came to work. He came with the intentionality every single day that he's going to get better, learn, but also he's here to compete and he's here to try to win a starting job. Him and Justin Martin are in a great position battle, and both of them are workers. So we're in great hands wherever that goes.
Yeah, carrying off what Husky just said, Malik is a very mature young man. he earned the respect of a lot of people in the locker room, and he's just there to compete, and that's what you want in a type of player like that. And just like Husky was saying, with Justin Martin, you know, those guys are both competing day in and day out. They've both shown to the leadership that the quarterback position needs. They've had a lot of people in the locker room gravitate towards them, so just seeing them compete every day has been very exciting.
Yeah, and honestly, as an offensive lineman, it brings me a lot of ease knowing that I have such great quarterbacks in the room, and you know, it's going to be a privilege being able to protect them throughout the season. And both of them, you know, they show up day in, day out, and they work really hard. And you know, you can just see the passion that they play with and practice with and train with every day. So it's a real privilege and honor.
I think about some of the changing that's going on from 16 to 1 on the field. Tell me about that team. How did it change? How did it come to be, and what does it signify?
It came to be off of, you know, a great off season that I had going into the spring, you know, just working hard, keeping my head down.
Jalen's nodding affirmation.
Yeah,
yes.
You know, just for this year for me, you know, I see it as a year to elevate, like Coach Locke talks about all the time, and it's really a year for me to step out and showcase the talents that I have had. You know, 16 and 1, they're the same person. So it's just a different number that you're going to see, yeah.
You're smiling. I don't know what's going on in that head of yours, but was there anything that you would add to that?
Yeah,
some insight?
I've just seen an immense amount of growth from this guy, and I'm extremely proud of him. You know, the number change for me is like, this is about to be his coming out party. This is about to be Daniel Wingate's season. Like, I trust and believe that this guy is ready to have an amazing season this year, and I'm just super proud.
Well, last season they asked you to move from corner to safety. What was the hardest thing about that?
I think just learning the position and learning the different formation adjustments that go with the position, and you know, taking away. I always thought I'm just a corner, but learning that having positional versatility not only helps me, it helps the team, and me being able to play safety was a great asset for our team.
7 career picks. You're a DB with receiver hands, though. Is that because you played receiver in high school? Is that fair?
Yeah, you know it.
Yeah.
You know it.
Uh-huh.
When the ball's in the air, it's my ball, you know. That's how I view it. So when I see the ball in the air, I'm going to attack it no matter what's going on.
You know, I think about the 2 new coordinators that you guys have as well, Ted Monachino and Pep Hamilton. Over 30 years of NFL coaching experience between them. So, Isaiah, I'll start with you. What has Coach Hamilton brought to this offense? And is there something that, when you look at a guy who's had so much success and has been able to have so much experience at the next level, what does it bring?
Yeah, it's a lot of experience. You know, he always talks about grown man business, you know what I'm saying? So the approach that we have and the intention every day, he brings so much passion and so much commitment to the game. You know, he's always in that building, always, you know, trying to better the quarterbacks, the offensive line, especially. He's in every group chat, you know, giving us words of wisdom, you know what I'm saying? So it's a huge privilege, and, you know, he's just, you know, willing to help each and every one of us, you know, on and off the field. So it's an honor to, you know, have him as a coach.
What have you picked up from your new DC?
My guy, Ted, you know, he's very... he's somebody that has great energy, and he brings the great energy to the defense. He allows us to play hard and fast with the play calling. You know, he's made it to where it's very simple for us to just go out there and run around and play fast, you know, how football's supposed to be played, and allow us to, you know, use our abilities to make plays and force turnovers.
I mean, like both of them said, both the new coordinators, I've seen a tremendous amount of ability to command the room, you know. Having those guys and seeing that type of leadership for us, especially because our team is a bit of a younger team with newer pieces, has been tremendous for us, and I think it'll be tremendous for our success.
You know, one of the things I love about Media Day every year is it a chance for us to talk to you guys without helmets on and get to know some of the personalities. So we could talk about football all day long, but I want to ask some non-football questions too, if you'd be okay with that.
Yeah, for sure.
What is something for each of you that you are weirdly good at off the field? Do you have any strange talents?
I don't know if it's a talent, but I mean, I'm pretty good at building Legos. Like, I build Legos. That's what I do.
Do you know that my 8-year-old son is at home watching this right now, and with just a giant smile on his face to know that there's a big-time college football player who's into Legos? I mean, that is a talent. That is a talent. Can you top that, Daniel?
I can't top that at all, you know. Husky, he loves his Legos, and my secret talent, though, I mean, I wouldn't say it's a talent, but I could sing. You feel me? I was in a choir when I was younger, so singing isn't something that's new to me. So yeah, that would be my talent.
I was gonna say, could we just hear a little
let's
something?
hear it. Let's hear it.
Come on, you got it.
Promiscuous girl.
Don't stop. Please don't stop.
Oh man.
Isaiah, I don't even know how you follow that. I do want more. I do want more. So you're not off the hook yet. You're going to sing us to break in a little bit here. But
Man.
Isaiah, Lego's a beautiful voice of an angel.
Voice. Yeah.
And what's up your sleeve?
Nah, just growing up, I play piano. That's a passion of mine. Something I don't really love doing in front of a whole bunch of people, but when I get time to be by myself and get time to play, that's something that I like to do.
What do you love about playing piano?
Man, it's just a different way to evoke emotion. You know what I'm saying? A different way to express yourself. So there's so many different genres and so many different kinds of songs that you could create just off of those notes. So yeah, it's a beautiful instrument.
That is a wonderful answer, and I do want to ask you guys too. I hope you have very long football careers, but your dream jobs after football are interesting to me. So Isaiah, let's go down the line. What do you want to do after football?
Yeah, I mean, so there's so many things that I have interest in, but I think since I was a kid, being a film director / writer was something that I was always interested in. Storytelling is something that I think is beautiful, and the different ways that you could do it is really interesting to me. So. So yeah, that's been a dream job of mine as a kid. Obviously, something in music, but being in law enforcement, also seems very intriguing. All my majors so far have just been to help the community and help people. So that's really what I'm all about.
You're like a Renaissance man. I love it. I love it. All right, Dana, how about you? What's next after football?
For me, I would say being a sports psychologist, because there's a lot of athletes in this world that aren't open to just talking to anybody about anything. And life after football, I want to be able to have those athletes have somebody to talk to, because as an athlete, it's a lot that goes on. You got to handle a lot of things mentally and physically. And, sometimes you just need to talk about that and just let that out to somebody sometimes.
Well said. Very well said. How about you, Jay?
I mean, it's kind of hard to follow up. They're trying to help a lot of people. I just want to be a commercial airline pilot. That's all I want to be. So.
Hey, that is important. That's helping people.
Yeah.
How did that come to be?
At my previous school, they had a aviation major, and it always intrigued me, but I really couldn't do it because of football. And now, just this past week, went to Selma, and I got to see the Tuskegee Airmen and see all that type of stuff, and it really inspired me to really follow that passion that I have.
Well, I know you guys are going to follow your passion on the field. It has been terrific to get to know each of you a little bit. Thanks for spending some time with us. Thanks for sharing your passions and your plans with us. Season opener August 30th against FAU. Are you guys excited to go to the Rose Bowl this year?
Come on.
Oh, yes.
Yeah? Have you been? Have you been?
Yes.
No, I haven't.
Never. First time.
All right. It's going to be fun. We're going to talk a lot more coming up on the Maryland Terps.